Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I am so disappointed right now in how these videos are doing, and I am going to push through, but this is it. I'm going to be pushing this series, I'm going to say, for another month or two, and here's what's going on. Well, first of all, let's get into the tractor and start sewing, and I'll tell you this is not really a sob story, but my just kind of where I'm at. So I think where I'm going to go, we've been discussing channel direction and all this stuff, and I really want to bring you guys better quality video than I have been. I've been slapping a lot of videos down and been making some money because, well, it's you know, I've got some of you guys that'll just, and I'm not saying this like suckers. Oh, what a weird thing. Look at it putting the weird texture back. What the frick? Anyway, I've got some of you guys that will watch my channel no matter what I put down because you guys like me. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to say like haha sucker. No, I'm really trying to say like, look, I've got a pretty loyal group out there that will, you know, support me, and there's a hang on. Hold on a second, guys. So in a very good way, you guys always show up no matter what I do. Sorry, I'm short of breath because I'm fat and I have asthma. So, and my allergies have been really bad. So anyway, I just am blessed for that group of you, and there's reasonably probably 600 or 700 of you who have really, no, like I said, no matter what I put out, you guys come and watch, and I'm thankful for that. And then I have the fringe people that they want to see tutorials or something new, and then I have new people that come into series and they watch for a little bit, they get bored, they leave, because my series have not been, they've been like this. They're just kind of the game, and that's what I do. I'm not sure I can make that better except for maybe doing collabs and some heavier editing, maybe making more like half-an-hour episodes that are a little more cut up, where we're not just doing this. Like, we're going to do this for the next 3 episodes. Because I think people get bored with that. But if I have collabs helping, we can get the work done faster. And so that's kind of, I think, where I'm going to go for the next series. I don't want to give away too much. I think we've kind of already talked about what some of the options are. But I definitely have some ideas that I want to bring to the table. And I'm definitely only doing one series. And it might be like 1 episode a week or 1 episode every 2 weeks. But I want it to be really good stuff. Like we're having fun here. But I want it to be something where people are going to stick around and stay. So I'm trying to figure out how to make that compelling, interesting, wanting people to stay. I'm not real big into storytelling. I don't want to do... We've tried the rags to riches thing. People lose interest. It's hard. This is tough. It's tough staying relevant. And I know the things that work. If I want to get new viewers and I want to get more people in, I need to work on tutorials and map making, or map reviewing, maybe taking maps and you know, making them my own, and then, you know, giving that stuff away, but making it something that people can take with them. So those are the kind of things that I kind of want to aim towards. A little bit more edited product. Definitely less. The series videos just aren't doing well anymore. The only series that still does well is Snowrunner, and even that is starting to flag now. I know it's summer. People have been locked up for 2-3 years with COVID, and now everyone's getting out, and that's part of the reason, I think, why our viewership is down. But it's getting miserable on some of these series. And like this series, I went up there, the video's been up for 5 days, and I've got 300 views, and I'm like, that's bad. It's got music, it's got editing, it's long though, it's an hour long. So anyway, but I do want to make a 1 series to rule them all. And it is going to incorporate Truck Sim, but what we're going to do is we're going to definitely make it so that episodes that have Truck Sim in it, you know, they will be optional. So if you want to come and see the farm, that's cool. And then we're going to put some trucking in there, and we will leave the farm with the trucks, and then the next episode will be the trucking adventure. And you can skip it and just go to the next farm video if you don't like Truck Sim. Because I know there's a couple of you out there that are like, ew, no, don't do Truck Sim. But I have a lot of you that like Truck Sim, and so it gives me a way to put Truck Sim back on the channel, and hopefully make some good content there too. So something that you guys would enjoy, but it also is related to Farm Sim, and it makes it kind of more fun. We can tie the two games together and have a more realistic farm where we actually have to truck our crap off to market, maybe drive places to get cows, stuff like that. So that's an idea. On-air company manager for Farm Sim or for Flight Sim is going to stay. Yeah, we do 1 or 2 episodes a week. They will include Twitch replays, obviously, because I'm doing that on Twitch. But there's a decent amount of people that seem to like to watch those, so I'll keep that series going. But sadly, for this series, I need to really kind of end it and build a new series. And like I said, hopefully on a new map somewhere. We'll see what comes out. What's out. I've been looking at some of the suggestions that you guys have made. Some of them are really good. Some of them are... My problem that I find with Farm Sim and its aftermarket maps, they're really similar. A lot of them just look like... This looks just like Griffin, Indiana. The farm layout is different, but in general, it's kind of the same. Or we get the same old, like... Everyone's like, well, do one on Lone Oak. I know Lone Oak's not out yet, but no, we've done Lone Oak twice. I want a new farms. I want somewhere new to go. I thought maybe about going back to Elm Creek. We've tried that though, and it didn't work. So I don't know. Those ideas are up in the air. But then here else is what is going on. My wife and I have, been looking at our finances, and we've got some good things coming. She has a possible opportunity at the barn where she's working to make some income. This is the person that is running it right now is not doing a very good job. Sounds like it may not be around for long. She may not be around for long. And so I think what's going to end up happening is that my wife and 1 or 2 of the other boarders have put a proposal together for the owner of the property. And they are going to work to get the facility back to the place where it's making a profit. And then they will begin to run that facility. And my wife being involved is a great idea because my wife knows horses. Just like how I mostly know Farm Sim, and I rarely lead you astray with my advice, that's my wife with horses. She knows horses. She's been involved with horses since she was a little kid. She's raised horses. She's she's delivered horses. She's been there for all kinds of horsey events and been there for the things that they go through and kind of knows how to handle horsey situations, if you will. So she is a horse expert. And so I'm excited for this opportunity for her because it will bring in some income for us, which is good. But I'm looking at my income right now, and here's where I'm at. And this is where the hard thing has been. I do rely on YouTube, and maybe too much, but YouTube is going way down. And that's partly my fault because I haven't been putting out a ton of content. And I have really been out of things to do as far as new stuff. Now, I got a copy of Bus World. We're going to be putting a video up this week of that. And, there's a new pack coming out from Farm Sim next week. In fact, I got to keep an eye open for the letters from that because we'll get that and share that with you. So we'll have that DLC coming up on the channel. And so that's coming here soon. That's going to be cool because it's got a whole bunch of new haymakers and hay collectors and all about grass, which we have here. So we may be able to use some of that equipment on this farm. So I'm looking forward to that. Our slurry really worked on this map. You can see here we're barely using any fertilizer at all. It's like peaked. But our slurry, because I didn't have the hose right, did not work well. People were like, get rid of the slurry. No, I'm not. We're keeping the system. I'm not. It works well when you do it right, but I just didn't happen to do it right. So anyway. So what else did I want to tell you? Definitely we're going to be doing more Star Citizen stuff, and as the game gets better, we'll be doing more and more. But right now, it's still, you know, a pretty big tech demo. It's nice. It's fun. I'll do tutorials here and there, but even that, like, that's hard to do because just like Farm Sim when it comes out, there's changes that happen. So I put out a tutorial on how to do some salvaging in Star Citizen, and it's already defunct because they broke the system, and it's now completely different. So unfortunately, I almost feel like I should pull that video. I'm waiting to see what happens with 3.19 because I'm hoping they fix the things that they broke, which will make me relevant again, and then the video hopefully will continue to do well because it's done really well. I know you guys hate it when I do non-Farm Sim content, but if it does well, please be patient. I need those views. So, you know, I will be doing some reviews of other games here and there. And, you know, probably maybe quick series on them. But once again, this is going to be, we'll have one Farm Sim series and one Snowrunner series that are going to be consistent. Other than that, you know, there'll be little things here and there from these other games that I'm talking about. Railroads Online, we're waiting for the update. And once that hits, I'll make some more videos. Trying to think of what else is going on. But yeah, from a life standpoint, unfortunately, I like my new job, and I'm doing well there, I think. I mean, as well as the other people are doing, it seems like. So they're happy, I believe. Once again, you never know. Arthur, can we see you for a minute? Could you bring your stuff? Make sure you bring your laptop in. Why? Because you'll be turning it in. So, anyway. Fine. I see how it is. Oh, but no, that's not happening soon. Yeah, so anyway, that's going well, but unfortunately, it just doesn't pay enough. I am, like, at the bottom of the salary barrel. And unfortunately, like, it's going to be years before I'm going to make enough salary to get to the point where we're doing well. So so what's the answer? I mean, I'm not sure. But part of me thinks, well, I need to look for something else. Like, this is great. It's nice. It's close to home. It's convenient. It's definitely not the career path that I want. And it definitely takes way more time of my life than I want it to. But it is a good, stable job, and it's got great benefits. The benefits are, you know, top notch. So there is that. So I don't know. I mean, what would you do if you were me? Would you A, continue working there? B, look for a new job? So here's what's happening. I'm going to, and I don't know if this is going to turn into anything or not, but I've got a little bit of extra money saved and aside. Some of my lawsuit came in. Most of it came in, actually. And we've got a little bit of money. Not a lot. We've got bills that we have to pay that we're paying using that money, and we're also using it as a bit of an emergency fund. But there's enough there for me to take the classes to become a realtor. And whenever I talk to my friend Larry, he's a great guy, but he's like, you still working that day job? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, how much you making? I tell him, and he laughs. And he's like, you setting your own hours? And I'm like, no. He's like, dude, come on. Like, what are you waiting for? I'm waiting for you. So, because he's like, dude, he's like, you can work for half the hours that you're working at this job, and you're going to make twice as much money. He's like, and I'm not being funny. Like, he's like, if you come into this office every day for 4 hours, I can guarantee you're going to make double what you're making now. And I'm like, oh man, that is like really hard to say no to. Like that, how do you... So I'm going to take the classes, and they take 6 to 8 weeks. And the reason why I'm telling you this is why this series is continuing. I'm not going to really start anything new, aside from maybe looking at a couple new games. Like I said, we might do a couple episodes of Bus World, because it actually looks really cool. And, you know, obviously other new games that are coming out. There's some cool stuff coming out. But I'm not going to shake up what's left of the channel. But I will warn you, and this is where this is a tough thing to say, but I've got to say it. I think once I start those classes, there's not going to be a lot of streams anymore at all, which already there's few and far between. But I'm talking maybe one or two a month, because I have to get these classes done. And the good thing about taking the classes is I'll find out if I want to do it or not. So that way I'm not going to be leaving my other job. But unfortunately, that means that when I get home from work, instead of playing around and doing video games, I'm going to have to take a class every day, and maybe even 2 classes a day, and get to the point where I'm getting these courses finished, knocked out, and then I'll still have a little bit of time left over, hopefully, to do some YouTube. But we'll see. I got to do family stuff too. So the bottom line is YouTube's going to get even thinner than it is now. I want you to be patient with me. For those of you 700 or 800 people that actually watch my videos and have stuck with me all this time, I am so thankful that you guys are here, because you're going to keep the channel going, and you might be the little seed that gets this channel going again when I have time to come back to it more. But my goal is, I mean, here's the thing. If I'm doing real estate, I am going to be busy. I'm going to be probably more busy than I am with my current job, but it's more random. And that allows me time during the day to work on YouTube stuff. I've always found that even with my other job, even when I was super busy with photography, and there were times when I had things going on every day in the last couple of years, and we had some of our best content come out because, I just have Tuesday off. I've got the whole day, and there's nothing happening on Tuesday. Those things will start happening again with the real estate. So, and I'm going to be planning on taking Wednesdays and Sundays off. So I will have some time to get out there and get stuff done. So I'm hoping that that's good news for you guys, but you need to know that while I'm taking these classes over the next probably 2 or 3 months, the summer, I'm going to be really busy studying. And so there's not going to be a lot of new content, new stuff coming out, and I apologize for that. I'll do the best I can, but if I'm paying for those classes, I got to take them. And I got to get this license. And then at that point, we'll make some decisions. Do I leave my job that I have now and attempt to do real estate just full time? Do I try to do real estate on the side along with doing that? Because like my wife can look for the low hanging fruit and pass me contacts at work, and then I can every day at lunch I can come home and make a whole bunch of phone calls. You know, once she's picked the fruit, I'll make the phone calls. So I mean that could work, and we could continue to work full time plus do that. So I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna see what happens and find out if I like it once again, and maybe try to do it in a low risk way so I don't lose my current job. But we'll figure it out. It's all real life. I want to do it the wisest way possible. If I love doing real estate, then yeah, I'll quit the job and I'll go full time into doing the real estate, and then we'll have more time here, because once again, it's 4 hours a day. So then I can come home at like 2:00 in the afternoon, work on YouTube stuff, and then in the evening, if I have like houses to show or whatever, then I'll head out and do my showings. So that works out really well. I also don't have to be up super early, so if I want to do recordings late at night, which is what I like to do, like right now it's 9:30, I would like to do this recording and then sit back and have some tea and watch some television or play Star Citizen. But instead what's going to happen is as soon as I'm done recording this video, I got to go to bed because I got to get up for work tomorrow. That won't be as bad. It won't be as tight. So, but it will still be tight, and I'm going to have to really focus on whatever career I have that's going to have to become number one over all the other side things that I do. So, I mean, that's where I'm at, because I can't be broke anymore. It's just I have to have income coming in. So I figure if I'm doing the real estate and I'm still doing the real estate photography, and I've also got YouTube going, those are three really good things that will be bringing in income that will keep my family going. And then at that point, you know, if I truly am making double what I'm making at work right now, it doesn't really matter whether YouTube does well or not. And that, to me, is the best part. If I get to the point where my other stuff is working well enough that I don't care about YouTube, I'm not saying that to tell you I'd be quitting YouTube, but I'm saying we can just do whatever. Who cares? Because I don't have to make the channel grow. I don't have to feel like, ooh, if I'm not bringing in those numbers. I kind of would almost like that. Hold on a second. Sorry. I got involved in a conversation. Somebody's looking at buying. They found a Kia Forte GT GT2, which is it's basically my car, but with the DCT rather than the manual transmission. And it's a really good price, like $14,000 with 37,000 miles. And those tend to go for more like 20, 25 at that price, at that mileage. So it seems like it's a lot low, like $6,000 below. And he said that it has to be towed. So I'm like, that model is known for, this is why I don't like these DCTs. Ford has the same problem with them. People don't know how to use them right. And even then, they don't necessarily always work right. So, for those who know what a DCT is, it's a dual clutch transmission. Basically, it's a flappy paddle transmission. It's what all these new modern sports cars have in them, from the Corvettes down to the new Mustangs and stuff. You can still get some of those cars with manuals, but a lot of them have switched over to DCT. It's easier to use, and it definitely is faster. Having like an 8-speed flappy paddle versus a 6-speed manual. Like I noticed, like when I try to race people, I usually win. Like people in pickup trucks try to race me all the time. I don't know why. And they'll beat me off the line because I have to clutch. So it's like they're already going 30 miles an hour and I'm still getting out of first gear. But once I hit second gear and I get up to 70 miles an hour in like 4 seconds, I've already passed them. But it's you know, the DCT does not let that happen. The DCT will actually accelerate faster. I think from what I read online, it's like 8 seconds 0 to 60, and I'm sorry, 6.8 seconds 0 to 60 with the manual, and 6.5 second with the DCT. So they are faster, because you can flappy paddle faster than you can clutch and shift. But it's also inconvenient, and it's not as cool. I would much rather have. Oh God, what happened? All of a sudden, yawns come on. It's 10 o'clock. That's why. I would much rather have a manual transmission vehicle, definitely, than have a dual clutch. It's not there's anything wrong with dual clutch transmissions. There's nothing wrong with them. But it's just a lot more fun to drive a manual. But it's not as fast, unless you're really good, and I'm not really good. So anyway, so I was giving him some advice. I said, look, like, just make sure that you can, you know, but if you're saving $6,000 and you got to replace the transmission, who cares anyway? Because it's about $3,000 for the transmission. So I don't know, maybe it's more, but. So that was my advice. I said, if you can find a manual transmission version out there, you might be better off. Because that's a little scary. And I just made him wear, I guess the Forte, the DCT is not, like, it does not have the best service record. Like about a quarter of them go bad. Mostly probably because it's a bunch of teenagers racing around in them because they're cheap, you know. So they get them and just beat the snot out of them. So, anyway. All right, I'm going to get this done. I'll catch you on the other end. See you in a minute. Whoops, wrong button. All right, we are almost done for the day. It's late in real life. Moving on towards 11 o'clock. And it is also late in game life as it is moving on towards about 5:40 in March. So, still a couple hours of sunlight left. But now one thing that I've noticed, I did not show you this, but I got out while I was doing this, and we are screwed. So I was upset that we didn't put a lot of slurry down on this field. That might end up being a blessing in disguise. The reason why I say that is because this field has too much nitrogen. Way over. It wants 80. It wants 100. It's got 220, 180. It's 100 over. So, what's the lesson that we learned? Well, our slurry system, as cool as it might be, is apparently not completely compatible with precision farming. Couldn't remember the dang name. And so, unfortunately, that means that we've oversaturated this field. What we'll have to do is unrealistic. We'll have to plant. We're going to have to come back and friggin' you're going to slurry after you plant, which is not realistic. In the case of the other fields tonight, I'm just going to, we're going to leave it. We got to plant grass. In the case of the other field, because it didn't saturate, I'll use like a solid fertilizer to finish up fertilizing, and that'll be fine. Unfortunately, it means that we're not going to get, but that actually worked out better for us because now I'm not going to have too much fertilizer. We'll have the right amount of fertilizer because that stinks. Let's see here. I need to look on the map. Figured this one out by eyeball. My tractor's not halfway down the field. This farm looks like that's about halfway. So we'll go over there and start from there and cut across. So yeah, that's a little bit disappointing, but it's okay. It's okay. So we're just going to plant grass, and we'll have the right amount of fertilizer on this field, too much fertilizer on that field, which means we're not going to get our full potential. I don't really need that many oats. It's more for that is about feeding our animals and getting straw. That's the big one, is getting the free straw. So it's okay if the oats aren't going to be our bumper crop. Our bumper crop is really going to be our soybeans. So once again, I'm not super upset that did not work out the way I wanted it to, but it's a learning lesson thing. Slurry we'll still use, but we're going to use it afterwards. Now I'm going to put the driver on so he goes straight, and we're going to put grass across here, and then we'll come back and grass the other way, and then we'll start. Bella, I'll let you out in a sec, right? You go potty? You want to go outside? My doggy's got to go out. So, any hoot, ladies and gentlemen, I really do sincerely hope that you've enjoyed this series and will continue to enjoy it as it lasts. Once again, probably a couple more months, a month or two, maybe even 3. And then we'll be moving to something different. But it has been a good one, and I'd like to get through at least another year so we can see what our bigger crops bring in as far as finances. Looks like we're going to need to spend a little money. One thing I did forget is that this will require... Unfortunately, Bella, just wait. I'm coming. It's okay. She's going to talk. She's Chewbacca, by the way. You gotta go potty. She grumbles and grovels like Chihuahua. Not Chihuahua, Chewbacca. Sphere. I hope she does it again because it's funny. You gotta go potty. You do it. You do it. You tell everybody. Anyway, hopefully you're enjoying this series. And we'll continue to enjoy it for as long as it lasts. Ladies and gentlemen, have a great night. Be sure to say hi to your puppy. Good puppy. And have a good night. Be sure to subscribe. Thumbs up always help. And thanks again, guys, for being here. I really do appreciate it. And I've been really enjoying this farm. I will miss it. But I hope the next one will be just as much fun and just as much of a challenge and a good interest for you guys. Something new and maybe more interesting that'll keep you guys coming back as I try to figure out some of this content stuff. And we'll be doing some other stuff too, so it'll be good. Have a great night and see you next time. Bye. There's Chewbacca. The girl Chewbacca, did I mention that? Crap, this is not going to work. I wanted this to be nice and straight and perfect. No, stop. Oh, no. Oh, what is going on? No, I don't want to work her. Stop. Watch this. I'm keeping you for a couple extra seconds. What about I found out this is kind of funny? So I bought another guitar. I know, another guitar? What? I've got that Martin, which was my dream acoustic guitar. But I still hadn't gotten the Dream Electric. So I finally got my Dream Electric guitar. Now, once again, I'm 50. God knows if I'll see 80. I wanted to get one more nice guitar because I've been playing my whole life, 36 years. It's not something that's going to go away. And I've always bought really cheap electric guitars. I've never owned the guitar that I wanted. So I finally got a Stevie Vai Gem. It's a blue floral pattern, 24 fret Ibanez. And it is freaking amazing. But when I bought my Martin, it didn't work. It had a the serial number ended in my birth year. So I was like, oh, that's the guitar. Like that. Not only did I really like the guitar, but I noticed that the serial number was my birth year. I'm like, yep, that's a sign. So I bought this guitar. I got it used. So once again, for those of you who are hemming and hawing about buying a new guitar, I didn't buy it new. I bought it used. Saved myself hundreds of dollars actually doing it that way. But it was an expensive guitar. But anyway, I got this gem floral pattern guitar. And I was looking at it today, cleaning it up, because I played for about 3 hours on it and for practice. And I was putting it away. And lo and behold, the last two numbers of the serial number are 73. I'm like, what the heck? Like, both of my guitars that I got that were my dream guitars have my birth year on them. I'm like, that is crazy. What are the chances of that happening? But there you go. Now it has an F at the very end, so it's a 73F. But still, it's like, that's awesome. And represents my GPA in high school. All right, guys, I will see you next time. Have a great night. Be sure to subscribe. Thumbs up always help, like I said before. And we will be planting this field in the next exciting episode with next month. It's going to be, but it'll be probably this week sometime. Have a good night. See you next time. Bye.